Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Soul Shift Messages. If you're going through a transformation, transition, an awakening, or just deep inner change, you're in the right place. Take a deep breath and let these messages meet you where you are. Please remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. You know your story best, and you know how things fit and how they don't fit. And nothing good comes from trying to force things to fit. I trust your judgment. If you're new here, please know that I cuss. Once I get going and the messages start flowing, I just can't be 100% sure what's going to come out. So if you decide to stay here, please know you've been warned. If that doesn't resonate with you, that's perfectly fine. Please leave and find another channeler who is more in alignment with you. So, some of you, I know this happened to me yesterday, so they want me to just briefly touch on this before I go ahead and get into the message. If you feel like waves of intensity or strong emotions that just kind of hit you out of nowhere, you're being guided to know that's not likely your energy. So if you are feeling that, or you just feel like your mind just starts racing out of nowhere and stuff, that the recommendation for that is to just be brief but final with it. Just say, this isn't mine, send it back, closing out, basically just, if you're feeling that and you're feeling that intensity and you're not sure where that's coming from, that may not be yours. So just say, this is not mine. And again, do how you see fit. You can send it back. You can say, I'm closing off from that. But yeah, I just had some intensity that I was dealing with yesterday, and got more clarity today that it wasn't even mine. So we're all learning, we're all growing, we're all frankly learning how to manage our energy over here. I am no different. So just passing that along, just in case that helps somebody. If you've been fine, then don't worry, that's not for you. So okay, that's all they wanted me to talk about. So I'm going to jump right into this message, and I'm calling it, You Are Detoxing from a False Life and Reclaiming Sovereignty. And there is a lot to go through here, so I'm just going to kind of go through what I've written down, and we'll just see what else comes out. So the current collective reality, there is a core frequency right now where we're moving from disillusionment to integration, and we're actually moving into choice. So a lot, if you've been with me for a little bit, we've been talking quite a bit about the integration piece, and we're actually going to be focusing more on that choice piece in this video. And so really they described it as a quiet but irreversible shift that's actually underway right now. And this is not a breakthrough. They want me to be very clear about that. This is not a breakthrough. Wow. Damn. I bind and banish that. This is not a breakdown. It's a completion. All right. Not a breakdown, a completion. What once motivated, energized, or defined many people in the collective, they're now finding it just feels hollow. Some may find it heavy, and some of it feels distant. It just doesn't resonate anymore. And this isn't confusion. This is really clarity that is coming before language. So a lot of people are feeling this energy. They don't understand what it is and why they feel this way. And that's the clarity that I am aiming to deliver. I am intending to deliver through this video. So what's happening collectively? There is a false structure that has completed its purpose, and that is being broken down at this time. Collective awareness has crossed a certain threshold, and it is a point of no return. This does not apply to everyone, and I'm hearing that will make sense, and you will see it in others, or you won't see it in them at all. And it's not your job to make anyone see that if they haven't seen it yet. That's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone moved past this. Not everyone's meant to go past this. If you know, you know. But if you're here, trust that is for you. Returning to unconscious living is no longer viable. For a lot of us, there was a point where, we could make things work living on autopilot. That's what they're using to describe unconscious living. And we've just hit the point where we cannot stay on autopilot. A lot of us have actually rejected, whether you consciously recognize that or not. We've rejected living on autopilot. So that's what's happening collectively. So you're not lost. You're detoxing from a life that just no longer fits. So what is ending? They're also saying this is the collapsing reality. No, this is not to fearmonger in any way, shape, or form. I'm not about that life. But they just want to be clear. If you identify with the spiritual path, the collapsing reality might resonate with you more. For others of you, what is ending will resonate more. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Leave fear at the door. We don't bring that in here. So what's ending is a phase of living that's rooted in survival mode, performance, overstimulation, and repetition without meaning. Again, autopilot. This includes identities that were built to cope rather than express truth. Humor, intelligence, productivity, or spirituality that was used as armor. And also patterns kept alive out of loyalty, fear, or habit. And those are things that just can't move forward. And this can look like numbness that's created by repetition and overconsumption, performing, analyzing, or spiritualizing instead of living, reviving what is already dead. And they said to keep that as it was worded, not to sugarcoat it. So reviving what is already dead because it once worked. Some things feel bad now because you know better. And I'm hearing once you know better, you do better. So some of you may be fighting accepting the fact that you do know better and you know you need to leave these things behind. You are being nudged to make different decisions and do better. And that's not to be judgmental, and that's not to force that on you. But that is what I'm hearing. Once you know better, you do better. So Some of you may feel called to move in that direction. And they want to be clear, burnout, again, is not failure. It isn't failure, it's awareness that is refusing to numb itself. And it's not going to go anywhere. It is demanding attention. And it is appearing in this manner to really, for some of you, force your hands to address what you've been avoiding. And I'm hearing it's not going to go away. So what is being released, or what shadow is being clarified at this time? This phase is not about rejecting desire, intensity, or shadow itself. Desire is not the problem here. Disconnection from your values is the problem. We often do things we feel we need to do to survive when we're in survival mode. We can make excuses. We can, to a certain extent, accept things we wouldn't normally accept when we're in survival mode because we are trying to survive. We're trying to get through what we're going through. And again, survival mode is coming to an end. And so these things just, these things that don't align with our values, don't align with our actual truth, cannot move forward. So it is that disconnection from your values. And I'm hearing genuinely living your values is what the problem is. And that's actually the source of that, of really what you're feeling. So pleasure without integrity becomes compulsion. And again, they want me to say desire and pleasure is not the problem. I'm hearing don't get that twisted. It's disconnection from the values. So pleasure without integrity becomes compulsion. Insight without embodiment becomes avoidance. And I'm hearing some of you are avoiding things. Survival adaptations can outlive their usefulness. And I'm hearing they have. I'm hearing the time is now. Corruption, distortion, or unhealthy habits were absorbed to survive. They're not blaming you for these things, and they're certainly not shaming you for this. And we've all been there, right? We've all found ourselves in unhealthy patterns. That's half the reason why we end up on this journey. So, but yeah, we did what we needed to do to survive, not because there was anything wrong with us. And there's certainly nothing wrong with you. Again, I'm hearing when you know better, you can do better. So this isn't about purity. This isn't about punishment. And this isn't about ascension if you resonate with ascension. This is about removing what does not belong in your body, in your identity, and in your life. There are things that don't belong, and it is time to clear them out. Where choice appears, this is the turning point. At this stage, explanations stop helping. I'm literally hearing stop talking. I don't know what that's about, but the focus shifts from why this happened to what will you choose now? I'm hearing what's happened has happened. How you decide to move forward is going to be the ultimate deciding factor for you. Some of you are being encouraged to make peace with the past, but to not lose the lessons. And it's not to say to put your feelings aside about what happened. I'll say what happened for you. Some of you feel like things happened to you, and I've been there. I do. I do remember that, but they, oh, that's funny. They're showing me Sean Connery in Indiana Jones. I'm pretty sure it's The Last Crusade, where he tells Harrison Ford to let it go. So, but they want you to move forward with what is information is useful. They want you to process the emotions and leave that behind. What happened happened. What are you going to choose next? Because you can choose to go through that experience again if you want to avoid processing that, or you can learn it, integrate it, let it go, and move on to a new path. That's your choice. So, some indicators that you're actually in this phase of where choice appears. You may find you have fewer maybe or pause type moments. I'm hearing clarity makes for quick decision making. You may have grief present, but it's not dramatic. And I'm hearing that's normal. It's just the remnants of things that didn't work out, things that you wish had turned out differently, and things of that sort. You're really hearing releasing the final pieces, the final residue. Some of you are over it. I just heard, I'm so over it. Been there too. So, and some of you will find silence just starts replacing explanation. Some of you are just going to get really quiet because I'm hearing some of you are realizing where you're leaking energy on people who are not worthy of it. Ooh, shit. So yeah, some of you are going to get real quiet because you're just like, I'm done. If you can't figure it out by now, you won't ever get it. I heard I'm done trying. So that's for someone. Grief is the final initiation into sovereignty. So if you do feel this grief coming up, really just let it go. It's really paving the way for where you're going. So, and not everything in this stage needs to be analyzed or processed out loud. I'm hearing a lot of you are just gonna start quietly letting go of things. Again, going back to the getting real quiet, I just keep hearing I'm done. Some of you are you're just gonna let it work out the way it needs to work out. And so they want you, some of you do identify as empaths or realize that you do have, you do hold a lot of empathy for others. So they want me to emphasize withholding energy is not avoidance, especially if you used to over explain in the past. and really try to get people to understand where you were coming from, what you were seeing, how you were interpreting things. It's not avoidance to be silent at this point. I've heard you've spent enough on them. I'm hearing literally and figuratively. Some of you actually spent money, gave people money, and which is another form of energy, but I'm just hearing money, time, shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen with. But yeah, it's not avoidance, it's self-respect at this point. Some of you are raising the price on your own energy, and I'm hearing you should. I heard raise it higher. Even if you think it's good enough now, no, baby, those are rookie numbers. Pump that shit up. Self-respect. I'm hearing have it, act it, embody it. And grief is not regression. It's not. Grief is the cost of self-respect. You let go of the grief to get your self-respect back. And once you get that back, it's going to be a lot easier to move appropriately and recognize what's in alignment with you and what is not. So what's emerging? A simpler, quieter orientation is currently coming online right now. So it's going to focus on values over intensity, integrity over urgency, and presence over performance. And those are the three big ones. So you have values over intensity, integrity over urgency, and presence over performance. I can't believe it. I can't read my own fucking writing. Oh, these eyes see, I swear. Power is returning to the body, not as adrenaline, but as clarity. We've been talking about it for a while. And the body is positioning itself as a tool for your intuition. Things that are in alignment have clear, clean signals in the body. Anytime you feel disruption, uncertainty, confusion, adrenaline, stress, that is a sign of misalignment. They want me to be very clear. It's not just your intuition and your gifts, like your body is part of that. So they want me to be very, very clear. You will know what is in alignment and what is not. And for those of you who are actually avoiding certain things, you're going to feel that in particular because your body's not going to, I'm hearing your mind may ignore it, your body's not going to let you. So, and again, that's not to instill fear. I'm hearing that's your warning. That's your sign. So key shifts with this will include integrity replacing intensity. Choice is going to replace survival. What are you choosing? You can choose differently now. The nervous system becomes the authority, not ideology, not insight. Again, what calms you down? What feels right? What feels like it fits? Things that are aligned with you feel clean and clear. If you're dealing with someone or something and you don't feel clean, you don't feel clear, that's not alignment. Oh shit, I didn't even see this next mark. To reiterate, if something doesn't feel clean or grounded in the body, it isn't aligned, no matter how convincing it sounds. People may be out here who are very skilled at tricking the mind. All right, that's just the reality. There are some real good smooth talkers. There are some very charismatic people. There are some people who straight up know what the fuck they're doing when they talk. They know the power they hold, they know what they can do, and they use it. And not everyone uses it for good. So people may be very skilled at tricking the mind, but I'm hearing your body's gonna start clocking that shit immediately. And if it sounds real convincing, but it doesn't feel clean or grounded in your body, I'm hearing pause. Pause. Commit to nothing. Give yourself time. And if anyone is telling you you got to make a decision on the spot, your guidance is no. If it doesn't feel clean and grounded, to say no, because anyone who is in alignment with you moving into this new phase, they will respect your boundaries. They'll give you at least a day to think about it. But again, some of you are really going to start clocking the manipulation, however that may apply to you. For some of you, it may not, and that's okay. But for some of you, you're just going to start clocking this manipulation. And it doesn't matter what they try to do to the mind, your body is going to hold you firm. If you trust your body, though, and you trust what you're feeling. Because some of you could think yourself back into repeating something. Again, I'm hearing that's your choice. You always have more than one option. So there is a redefinition of strength and leadership going on at this time. So what is being outgrown? And some of you may agree with this, some of you may not like this, and that's okay. But I'm going to honor what came through. And if you don't like it, if you don't like the message and you don't agree with it, you can leave at any time. That's totally fine. But what's being outgrown? Gurus, saviors, constant teachers. You are becoming your own source of intuition. And I'm hearing you should put your intuition first and your beliefs and your values first. This process, they really want you to come back to your own inner authority as opposed to looking for it elsewhere, out in the world. It really comes back to you. And I don't know why they want me to address this, but I want to make myself very clear. I consider myself in these videos a guide. I am no one's guru. I don't want anyone out here worshiping me. I'm not the one to follow. I am the messenger. I get these messages. I channel. I deliver them to help ground you, help you orient where you are so that you can get from one identity to the other at this time. All I do is help you understand where you are, what it means, and help you orient so you can move through it. I'm no one's guru. I don't want to be anyone's guru. I don't even have a guru. So if you do, that's your business. That's fine. But really, I consider myself a guide while you're in this transition, while you're in this transformation, whatever you are going through. And and that's it. So I don't know why they wanted me to go through that, but I'm sure as shit not here to save you. All right, I'm really not. No one can save you but yourself if you want to. So, but yeah, so the martyr roles and overgiving, that shit's done too. That's being outgrown. And the third one, which I'm not gonna lie, I laughed when it came through, but what's being outgrown is actually healing as endless work. Healing as endless work is being outgrown. And I gotta be honest, I laughed because I was like, yeah, yep, that aligns with where I am. You know, it's really about coming back to this experience that we have while we're here. You know, the healing can still happen while you live your life and live a fulfilling, meaningful, soul-filled life if that's what you want. So, and a lot of us have been learning some hard lessons as we've been going on this journey. And so, you know, I'm a lot of us, I'm here and feel like we put certain aspects of our life on hold because we were so focused on healing. And I gotta be honest, I'm definitely one of them in that boat. I definitely did. And I don't regret that time. But this year, you know, I had set intentions. I had commanded this is the year I really start living again because I was sick of surviving. I was sick of healing, you know, and having that be my primary focus. So, you know, this is the year for me where I really get back to living life and enjoying it and reminding myself why the fuck I came here in the first place, you know? So for some of you, you may resonate with that. So what is going to replace these things? Boundaries. You you have you can't live the life you want to live without boundaries. You just can't. I've talked in past videos about sometimes you just gotta be the bad guy in someone's story and be okay with that. Boundaries. I'm hearing there's no way around it. Either you are going to put the boundaries in place that you need, or you are going to choose to have experiences. I'm hearing that are going to whoop the shit out of you until you actually decide to put them boundaries in place. So, again, choices. What do you want? What do you want to experience? So, boundaries, simplicity, self containment. Get other people's energy out of your shit. All right? Let people hold their own. Let people process their own stuff. Let people be responsible. I'm hearing let people experience the consequences of their own actions and don't feel bad about it because you know what? Some of us have been bailing people out of lessons they're supposed to learn, and it's created pain for us. And you know what? People are still making the same decisions they did before because you bailed them out. Knock that shit off. I'm hearing for some people, when you stop doing that for other people, they're going to hit their fuck around and find out season, and they're supposed to. Self-containment. And then there's ordinary, consistent choice. So the new definition of strength that is coming online. Boundaries without justification. You don't have to, you just state your boundary once. That's it. You don't have to justify it. The people who are meant to move forward with you or meet you in this next phase will not have a problem with your boundaries. They will adjust. The ones who don't and want the justification, misalignment. Do with that what you will. Rest without earning. You have every right to rest when you need it. I'm hearing even before when you need it. You don't have to earn it, and you should not feel guilty about taking rest. I'm hearing, what are you doing today? Nothing. Oh, so you want to do this? No, I'm doing nothing. That makes its rounds on the internet more than once, but for some of you, you're like, no, I'm just doing nothing. Like, I'm not actually available. I'm resting. I'm doing nothing. I'm hearing sitting at home. Some people don't understand that sitting at home, eating your snacks, and being in peace, you know, is like one of the best things. So for some of you, that's what you actually want to do, and that's fine. And the last new definition of strength is saying no without repairing discomfort. You know, and that's important too, because that's putting those boundaries in place. You will have to say no to things that you may have always said yes to, and it will create discomfort in others. And you just, I'm hearing, let them feel the discomfort. I'm hearing they got plenty out of you, you know, and again, they'll have to make do however they see fit. That's not your problem. So your power returns through the obvious choice you've been avoiding. What have you been avoiding that is not sitting right with you? Because that's, again, avoiding it is a choice. You don't have to stay in that discomfort. So next we have consequence without fear. So as awareness increases, avoidance is actually going to become more exhausting than change. And I already talked about that a little bit, so. But yeah, if you find yourself avoiding something and you're getting really exhausted, the change you need to make is actually going to become less painful. Choice. Numbness is going to be harder to maintain. If you are numbing through substances, please be careful with that. They also want you to be mindful with that. And that's not just alcohol. That's not just drugs, because I'm also seeing food as well. So they just want you to be mindful of what you're trying to numb with and ask yourself, is that really serving your greatest and highest good? And the reason why is because, again, the numbness is going to be harder to maintain. I'm hearing be good to yourself. And again, the body is going to signal misalignment more clearly. Again, does it feel clean? Is it clear? Is it grounded? If it is, alignment. If it's not, misalignment. So if you integrate what is coming online and you do what you need to do, you will find you have increased clarity, reduced reactivity. You'll have less susceptibility to manipulation. And you're going to have more energy available. Again, choices. What do you want? Do you want to continue to deal with the exhaustion and the discomfort? Or do you want to move, do you want to, again, I've said it in multiple videos, but Do you want short-term discomfort for long-term gain and satisfaction? That's really where some of you are. And I'm hearing the choice is yours. So if you ignore this, you're going to have deepening numbness that is going to be harder to maintain. Some of you may find yourself turning to cynicism, and you're going to have louder body level signals. It's just going to get hard to ignore. And you all know where you're at with your journey. But this is not punishment. It's not punishment. It is integration pressure. Are you going to do what you know you need to do and act appropriately to release that pressure? Or are you going to keep avoiding and let it keep building? Because I'm hearing it'll go as long as you let it. That pressure will build. And again, that's not to scare you. This is really to let you know what to expect depending on what choice you make. So the quiet gift. On the other side of this transition, there is emotional sovereignty. You'll have energetic independence. And you'll have discernment without rigidity. You're not going to feel high. You'll feel solid, grounded. Some of you are going to feel more like yourself than you have in a very, very long time. You will see things as being less dramatic. Just because you don't entertain that anymore, people will adjust their expectations and not bring that to you because they won't get what they're looking for out of you. Less reactivity. What are you feeding? How are you teaching people how to treat you? Things will feel more real because they are aligned. You will be able to stand in your truth, in your authority. The things that are false will have no choice but to just fall away. For some of you, this is going to feel like freedom. All right, so to close this out, nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Even if you really feel like you're really feeling that pressure right now, you are avoiding things. Some of you know you're numbing. Again, nothing is wrong with you, but something is complete. You're holding on to something that is complete. You don't need to rush. You don't need to announce the changes you're going to make. I'm hearing Mocha Love Tarot. Real gangsters move in silence. You only need to choose what feels honest to you now. I'm hearing the support is there for you. Things will align when you make up your mind. And whatever is real in your life is going to meet you. When you finish integrating this, you finish moving through this energy. What is real is going to meet you where you come out. So just remember, you're not behind, you're not lost. You're realigning, You're shifting. A lot of us are doing a lot of shedding right now, a lot of releasing. So be kind and patient to yourself as you're moving through this process. If this resonates with you, stay tuned. I'll be back with more. Until then, take care of yourselves, beautiful souls. Bye.